this your homework, Larry?
Ask him about the car, man.
Is this yours, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry?
Is that your car out front?
Is this your homework, Larry?
We know it's his fucking homework. Where's the fucking money, you little brat?
Are you new to crypto and looking to make some real money trading this market? Join my VIP trading group and get my trades and chart setups in real time, plus a ton of educational content. We've been killing it this year, and if you're trying to make some real money, we will help you reach your goals. There's a link to a PDF with membership information in the description below for more. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In today's episode, I have some bullish news for you guys and more evidence that institutional FOMO is kicking into high gear. We'll take a peek at the crypto fear and greed index. It is up at 92, which signals extreme greed and the potential for a correction in the near future. The bond market is really suffering right now. We will talk about how that could affect the Bitcoin price moving forward. And lastly, we will get into some technical analysis and some Bitcoin short-term price action expectations. All right, let's get on into this. But before we do, if you guys could please go ahead and like this video and don't forget to subscribe. I will keep you updated on Bitcoin news and technical analysis throughout this entire bull run. All right, institutional FOMO, it's on. Elon Musk tweeted this morning that Bitcoin is his safe word. Okay, I get it. I see what you're trying to say there, dude. He tweeted back in January that Bitcoin is not his safe word. So I think he just was kidding. He said, just kidding. Who needs a safe word anyway? All right, Elon. But after he tweeted that, the power of a tweet, I swear, the price spiked about $200 up to $23,800, which was the all-time high that was set back on Thursday. So, I mean, it's really hard to bet against Bitcoin right now, but we do have to keep in mind there is a bit of bearish sentiment around. We've been in the extreme greed area for quite some time. A correction in the near future is definitely expected. But to add some more bullish confluence to the Bitcoin price, we have the bond market just completely suffering. Long story short, investors are going to want to move their interest out of stocks and move them into something that they can trust, a reliable store of value that they can depend on for years to come. I think that sounds exactly like Bitcoin. So we could be seeing an incredible amount of money moving into this market very, very soon. So some more bearish ideas. We do have the CME monthly settlement right around the corner on December 28th. We have the last trade taking place on the 24th of December. And sometimes this really means that we are due for a sharp correction because typically open interest is pretty high at this time, so we will see just how that's going to play out. All right, here is the Bitcoin daily chart. Again, you can see that we broke out of this ascending triangle or double bottom, whatever you want to call it. And upon breaking that, Bitcoin came up, surpassed the measured move, and made it all the way up to the 1414 extension. Just above that, barely missing the monthly Fibonacci R3. So price action is looking pretty strong here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the indicators. So here is our MACD. On the daily here, it looks, it looks okay, and we're in the middle of a bullish cross. Here on the volume weighted MACD, we have a bit of hidden bullish divergence on the last dip, so that's definitely a good sign, but we might have seen that play out already. Here is open interest. So open interest has been on the decline over the past few weeks, but it's still relatively high. So typically when we see this decline, we do get more price movement in a particular direction, and the higher the open interest, usually we see a dip in price. But at the same time, we could be looking at a breakout to the upside. But also here, adding some more confluence to the bearish idea is the funding rate, which is pretty high in the positive. This does typically signal that we are due for a correction. All right, zooming into the 4-hour chart, again, funding rate is extremely high. Looking at our RSI here, It's looking pretty strong. We are looking like it might get a bounce off of support here, so we could get some continuation in the very near term. Okay, so as I mentioned, we were playing this ascending triangle pattern here, or a double bottom, whichever you want to call it, and we did pretty well on this trade. We did take all of our profits up here right at the 272, but price action continued beyond, and it seems to be holding support right here, which is pretty awesome, and it's actually a pretty bullish sign for moving forward. So this was the ascending triangle that we broke out, or the double bottom. Price action continued to the upside, and we seem to be consolidating right here. If we zoom into the 1 hour, we can get a bit of a better look at this. You can see we got this nice strong move up here. Again, we are in uncharted territory in a bit of a price discovery phase, which is pretty fun if I don't say so myself. But we are looking for a nice trade right here. So this is a bit tougher of a pattern to identify. We did have a nice inverse head and shoulders right out of the gate. Once we came up to start and consolidate, Bitcoin did break this to the upside, and it does seem to be holding support right above the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders, or it actually happens to be the macro 618 Fibonacci retracement if you line them up the way I do. So this is looking actually pretty damn bullish. One thing we could be looking at here is another ascending triangle. So if we take our trend lines and draw it just like this, that gives us about an 80% to the apex right on tomorrow's very important date of December 21st. So tomorrow marks a super rare astronomical event called the Great Conjunction of Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. The last time this particular astronomical event took place was in 1287. The same year, the world was introduced to the ducat. The ducat was a gold-backed fiat currency that was the standard of European coinage for the following 600 years. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if that's a coincidence or if that is a sign of what is coming. But if you are into this kind of stuff, you are aware of the meaning of the Grand Conjunction and the type of change that should be following this day. So pretty exciting stuff. We'll see if this date has any confluence. I do use it in my charting, and that's one thing we could get into in future videos. But this is where we are at right now. We are looking to attempt a long trade here. Again, we're going to go very small margin with not much leverage here. And the way that I am playing this trade is I am layering in my buy orders along this lower trend line. So I'm scaling in here, and we have our first take profit level here. So take profit meaning once we are across this monthly R3, we will move our stop loss just below here, hoping that we get much further continuance. But it really depends on what our indicators and oscillators are looking like. But to be honest, this is looking really bullish. I've been watching the price action like a hawk over the last few days. Not much sleep, and I'm definitely noticing that it's behaving like there's some real ass behind this price movement. I mean, there is a ton of volume. It's looking good. I mean, we are really looking good, like we are going to go up and hit some pretty incredible targets. One of those incredible targets I have for you guys is the potential of Bitcoin to come all the way up to $32,279, which is not out of the question. The target after that would be the 1272 fib retracement level, all the way up at $35,287. Again, we do need to keep in mind that the CME last trade is on December 24th with the settlement date on the 28th, and we do have a CME gap still open down here, all the way down to $18,100. So let's go ahead and put that thing in here. CME gap all the way down here. Oh, it's already in there. I knew it. So here is the top of our CME gap. and then it goes from 19,000 like $70 all the way down here, or all the way here to I have $18,530. Either way, we're keeping this in the back of our minds, which we are waiting for a strong retracement. A strong retracement, in the Bitcoin price is going to be nothing more than an amazing opportunity. So every time you get a dip in this market, and when it feels like you should be selling your Bitcoin, that is exactly when you should be buying your Bitcoin. Now, it's not financial advice, but you need to be buying every single dip in this bull market, because this price action is only going to get more amazing and more bullish as we continue into 2021. This coming year is going to be extremely bullish, guys. The institutional money, again, is just insane, and it's there. It's going to take the price up to new highs that we really won't think are believable if we were to know them right now. But this is it. So, this is our trade. This is what we're looking at right here. If we go ahead and bring up our Fib EMAs and go back to the 4-hour to see what kind of potential moves to the downside or corrective moves we could be getting here. Now, there is a ton of support right under the Bitcoin price right now, and it is holding up here. So I have a ton of confluence with different Fib extensions. So depending on the time frame and the impulse move, I take a Fib extension from just about every impulse move, and definitely in every trend direction change, and they tend to add up, and sometimes they produce a ton of confluence like this here. This is about 3 different extensions plus a macro, and that would be a 618. So if Bitcoin can break across this 618 that's sitting at $24,799, I really see the next move in Bitcoin's price all the way up to $35,229. Pretty bullish stuff. Now, keep your eyes peeled. If we do happen to get a retrace or movement to the downside here, depending on really how far and how forceful and violent it is, we could be looking at an amazing altcoin season. So, we'll go ahead. We would start Ethereum, but actually let's look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance has been moving to the upside over the past few days, but it does look like it's starting to level off here. It's been in this descending broadening wedge for quite some time. We did get the breakout, and then it almost came back into the pattern, but did push out fairly quickly. We are holding here at the 0.5 Fib extension. If it holds support here, we should get continuation at least up to the 1-to-1, which would put the Bitcoin dominance all the way back up over 70% yet again, and that would not be good for altcoins. But if we do get a move back down to the top trend line of this descending broadening wedge, we could get a nice bounce out of altcoins. So keep your eyes peeled there. Looking at Ethereum dominance, again, that does not look very bullish to me, letting me know that I should be keeping all of my holdings in Bitcoin. If we take a look at the DXY, so this has just been insanely bearish, and it just continues to be insanely bearish. This is the daily chart. Again, we talk about this in just about every video. We still are expecting another move all the way down here to 84% on the index, which from here is about a 6% move. So again, if you've watched the other videos, you know that we've found an inverse correlation between the DXY and the Bitcoin price. For every 1% move down the DXY gets, we get about a 10% move up out of Bitcoin. And for every 1% move up out of the DXY, we get about a 15 to 20% move back down out of Bitcoin. So yeah, the DXY is adding more bullish confluence to our idea. Not to mention, we have the bond market not doing well, as investors are really losing confidence in the U.S. Treasuries and bond market because of interest rates. It's not really profitable or beneficial to be holding your wealth in bonds at this point in time. So we are about to see an influx of new investors looking for safe reliable ways to store their money into the future. And I really think we're going to see this money coming into the Bitcoin market. All right, taking a look at Ethereum, we had a look at Bitcoin dominance. It did look to be kind of leveling off or consolidating a bit there. So that could be a good sign for Ethereum. Ethereum is in a very similar pattern to Bitcoin, but not really the same. So if we take... So I use a lot of fib extensions, GAN fans, and fib channels. So that's my primary. What is going on here? Have you guys been having trouble with Tradingview at all over the past few days? My Tradingview has been just terrible. I've been losing charts. I've been losing drawings in all of my charts. It's been really frustrating. But all right, enough bitching out of it. But yeah, if you guys have been having trouble with Tradingview, please leave a comment below and let me know. But it's been kind of a pain in my ass. So if we take a fib extension from the beginning of this impulse move up, where we cross the upper trend line of this ascending triangle, that gives us a 1-to-1 all the way up here at $730. Now we are holding this $630 as support, which is very bullish in the short term for Ethereum. And I really don't see the price coming back down below this area for quite some time. Now, if we do take a look at the weekly EMAs here, let's go ahead and get rid of that. So taking a look at our weekly EMAs, there is a possibility we could come down to the 21 week, which is all the way down at $490. But if price is able to hold support above this monthly R2, and actually that's the yearly R2 here for Ethereum, if it is able to hold that support, I definitely expect continuation before we get another severe correction out of Ethereum and Bitcoin as well. Taking a look here, so you see Grayscale, the GBTC, is performing well as Grayscale's Ethereum Trust. Looking at Bitcoin or altcoin dominance, altcoin dominance, it looks like it should be getting a bounce here. We are getting the start of a green candle on the 8-hour chart, so we could be seeing a nice bounce out of some altcoins. And again, Bitcoin is absolutely kicking gold's ass in 2020, and I have a feeling that 2021 is gonna be an even more brutal beatdown on humanity's oldest currency. All right, guys, that's it for today. So keep your eyes open on that Bitcoin price action. We are nearing a pretty important level of resistance here, looking to break across this $24,000 level. That's pretty strong, should be pretty strong resistance up there. I have a lot of confluence with my fibs. Hold on, let me show you guys actually one more thing. Bring up these fib channels. So the fib channels I've been using here on the 4-hour chart seem to be, pretty accurate. Price action seems to be respecting these levels pretty well. And if Bitcoin falls through this fib level right here, I think this is the 382 fib level, we could see a price move back down here to right where the 21 4-hour EMA is, right at $22,857. So again, if you're scaling in here, actually this would be right here. If you're scaling in here, you have your buy orders layered all the way down. So then that way, you are bringing your entry price down as your buy orders are filled. You definitely need to be careful. You should keep a stop loss here somewhere under this 21 4-hour EMA. I really don't see price moving down underneath that, but it could. It definitely could. And again, our first target here is $24,768, followed by our huge move all the way up here at all the way right here, $29,950. And then, if Bitcoin does make it all the way up to the 1618 extension there, it's a $35,272 move. Well, it's not that big of a move, but that's the price at which that target lies. All right, guys. Well, that's it. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for dropping in. I hope all of you had a wonderful weekend. We will be paying attention for another bullish daily close and heading into what should be another record-breaking week for Bitcoin. If we get some more crazy price action, I plan on going live. So stick around. I hope you guys will drop into the live stream and don't forget to join our free Telegram channel. But that's it. Thanks, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.